Good morning, everybody. It's part of the JavaScript party. I'm my buddy Rhett, and here's an almond for her. That makes her happy. Let's see. This is something that she knocked down the other day. I need to put that back up. Anyways, so here we go. It is December 3rd, Wednesday, Wednesday, with a salad Wednesday. I guess it's a silent D. Anyways, here we go. We're building this thing out. It's already 8:42, so I only have like 13 minutes to work to do a video today. I've kind of have blown my mind at this point. Okay, so looks like we are working on deleting the camera by ID. And so it looks like we have this camera service delete. So camera, since it doesn't have a ST in front of it, that's my way of knowing that that what we're trying to do is delete a ThreeJS camera. And then we are in the ST camera service, so this deletes it, our reference to the ST camera. So there's two different kinds of cameras. There's the ST camera that describes the camera the way I want cameras described, and then there's the 3 camera service, which is the one that modifies the way I want it to the way ThreeJS wants it. It's just sort of a translator. And then we have our recycle, the ID. And so we want to delete the camera by ID. We want to recycle this. So I'm guessing this old recycle ID, camera ID. Now, I this morning realized that the way I'm doing IDs and recycling them, all that, is just straight up insanity. I don't know. I mean, if I was going to do some finger pointing here, I'd finger point at ChatGPT, because it was the one that sort of guided me in this direction of what I'm doing. And what I'm talking about is like, so I think we have, let me see if I can remember, recyclable sequence service dot recycle ID dot ST camera ID. And so what this will do is it will actually add the ID to a list of IDs that have been set aside for recycling, which is kind of neat, but really bizarre. I mean, now that I sort of have gone around the block a few times, it's just kind of like, why in the world? So I'm going to go, what I do is I generate this ID, and first thing I do is check to see if there's anything in this list, and if there is, I use that. But if there isn't, then I take whatever the current ID is, add one to it. Which I think that makes sense in a very bizarre way, though. Like, it only makes sense if someone explains it to you, and then you kind of go along with them into their insanity with them, which is my insanity. But this makes no sense at all. Why are we not collecting the IDs and removing them from the list and then finding the lowest available ID, right? Like, that seems like the better way to do it. And I guess maybe the argument would have been like memory or something. Like, the idea is that there'll be more actual used IDs than recycled IDs, so it's better on memory for the browser. But I don't even think that's true, because, well, and even if it is true, but I don't think it's true, but let's say it is true. To me, it's kind of like in the United States, I don't know how they do it in the rest of the world, but we get these little, a lot of people will put collars on dogs. I think the majority of people, I'm not sure what the numbers are, but a lot of people put collars on dogs. And then the collar has like a little tag on it, and the little tag identifies like the dog, so that if the dog gets lost or something, you'll be able to find it, right? So it's just a little metal tag that they put on its neck. That is probably the equivalent to keeping a list of used IDs in here. And then I think the nice thing about the used IDs would be that we would be able to then do like a visualization of those IDs, probably in the console log, and see what the current state of the application is. Like we'll be able to look in there and see if once we delete it, if all the IDs are deleted. Additionally, I think the main benefit is that once something gets added to the recycled IDs, then that will always be a thing. So, like, let's say you had 10,000, 100,000 things, and then you used them all up. You showed them all, and then you recycled them all. They'd all 100,000 numbers would be sitting in an array. But if I had an array of used IDs, currently used IDs, and I did everything, and then I deleted it, and then they were removed, then that would be actually a lower, then there would be nothing in the array. It would be empty. It's kind of like once you've added a recycled ID, it can never go away. It's either going to be used or stored as a recycled ID. You can never go back to zero. So anyways, that is good. And zero is not the right word to use for that. It can never go back to empty. You will always have something. So it looks like we do everything. So I can't remember if we finished out camera by STID. So let's go look at that. What does this do? Okay, so this does nothing at this point. So we probably should do something. So this is our camera service. So what we have is probably a list of cameras. And see, that's another thing, is now we're using IDs to reference multiple things, which is probably a mistake. I don't know, though. I don't know for sure, but it seems like maybe this one should have its own ID. I don't know. Maybe not, because the thing is, yeah, I don't know. So we have a camera dictionary, which has an STID. Camera dictionary. Okay, so that in the camera dictionary, I'm assuming, I thought we had created like a scheme for strongly typing these things. So down another rabbit hole. All right, so we have a dictionaries, right? And see, we have a number dictionary, and we have this calculated aspect dictionary. Oh, and an aspect ratio is a number. So we have a number dictionary. Do we have like an object dictionary? Let's go to base dictionary, base dictionaries. So we have a viz component dictionary. So it seems like we want to have a camera dictionary, which is an ID of a number with a camera, ThreeJS camera in it. Right, so let's do this. Holds ThreeJS cameras. And we call that 3 camera dictionary. And then we are probably going to have to, let me hit back, 3, and it's a perspective camera. So right now we only support perspective cameras. There's another kind of camera, which is like different. I think important. So the other kind of camera, I can't remember what it's called, but basically what it does is it basically calculates everything and shows everything, but everything's the same size. But like if something is closer to you, then it puts the thing that's closer to you in front of it. I don't like it, but it probably has some value. 3 dot. Oops. I called it 3, right? Oh, it's capital. 3 dot. Perspective camera. All right, so this is basically just a dictionary, a lookup of by ID of perspective cameras. It TypeScript. I really find having these things strongly typed to be helpful. I will admit that like I first started strongly typing things out of just a requirement, like I was told to do it, and at first I thought it was really stupid. And I will say that I thought it was really stupid because like the place I worked, we would spend maybe, let's say, 5 hours, 10 hours building out a feature, and then we would literally spend 3 or 4 times as much time strongly typing it. Alright, so that is good. So now in our camera dictionary, in our delete, we type in delete. And it needs a this. I wonder if this returns anything. I don't know. So let's go to ChatGPT and ask. It's the easiest way. I was hoping I could just mouse over this and I would see like some help. But so does this code this JS return value? Okay. Yes, delete returns the value, but not the value it deletes. Returns the ball. Yeah. Okay, so we actually just want to return the result of this. So I imagine if it actually deleted, not be deleted, rare usually when it's not configurable. So I'm curious if you try to delete a value that does a value that does not exist, because I would have thought that's where you would get the false back. Oh, okay, so it returns a true. Okay, so that's always going to return true. I guess I should put that in there. Always returns true unless something very odd happens. And I don't even know what the odd thing that could happen. I think it did explain it to me, but all right, so now we're deleting our ThreeJS camera ref, and we are deleting all right, so let's just see. I guess we should go back and just see if we're. I think the other one we're actually deleting it in, and then the other thing is the recycle. So I think we're good. I shouldn't. Oh, I'm hit F12. I was about to reload. And I was like, I shouldn't need to reload. Let's see, do we have any consoles? Nope. All right. Add. So we generated a new camera 2. Go to this. And so the thing is to keep in mind is I think we actually did just create a new ThreeJS camera. I don't think that the camera, like we had to delete all the ThreeJS stuff to redraw. And then delete camera ref 2, recycle camera 2. I think that seems like that's right. So I guess in the recycle it probably makes sense. Let's hit back. Back. There we go. Probably be good to console log the recycled IDs. So I'm about to go down another rabbit hole. And the rabbit hole is going to be, all right, so we now have 3 recycled IDs. The rabbit hole is going to be, and I'm not going to do it today, but I'm changing this. I'm changing the whole thing. I'm going to change this to showing used IDs. And then when I generate an ID, I'm just going to check. When I recycle an ID, I'm just going to delete it from the used IDs. And then when I generate an ID, I'm going to, instead of looking in my list of recycled, I'm going to try to find the lowest unused value from the recycled thing, which probably won't be that hard. It's probably not going to be trivial, but it won't be that hard. Anyways, it's 8:57, so I have to start working 3 minutes. We have officially recycled our cameras. We have other things that need to be recycled, but I'm going to commit this, unit test this, and I'll just make sure end-to-end tests pass. I don't think we need any new end-to-end tests. And then go down, my plan is to go down the refactoring this recycle sequence service to generate, so that it, instead of keeping track of things that were deleted, it keeps track of things that we have and deletes them. I think that'll be a lot better. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. It is Hump Day Wednesday. Bye.